Hey guys, Griff Hanning with CausePub, and I'm here with Beck Gambill, who is one of the authors of our Couch Rebel project. Beck, how are you today?
I'm good, thanks.
Good. Hey, thanks for joining us. And just wanted to ask you, Beck, who you are and why you decided to get involved in CausePub and everything. And I know you've got a blog called Beck Far From Home. Is that right?
Yes, I
Okay.
do.
Well, tell me about what you like to
Yeah.
write about there, and why do you have that blog?
Well, on Beck Far From Home, I write about a lot of things. The journey of this life as we're going home to Jesus, that's why it's called Beck Far From Home, is that
Mm.
in my heart I feel far from my true home, and that just kind of overshadows everything in my life. And so I write about that some. I write a lot about mentoring. I've mentored for a good while. So that's what I write about. I'm a pastor's wife, and we do ministry together, and it gets messy, so I just
Yeah.
throw all that in there and write about it.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, you wrote two great stories. One was called Sarah's Song, and the other was called Beautiful Haunting, I believe. So,
Yes.
and I know you really enjoyed both of them, but you said Beautiful Haunting was probably your favorite. Why is it your favorite, and what's kind of the story behind that?
Yeah. Beautiful Haunting is probably my favorite because it's really still on my heart a lot right now. Um, it's a work in progress. I feel like writing about Beautiful Haunting, about being called to Serbia to come and look and see at the needs that were there in the disabled community. But it's still a work in progress. I'm figuring out how do I want to continue to respond to that. And
Hmm.
it's probably my favorite too because I fell in love there. I fell in love with a little boy who I pray for every day and want to bring home one day. And so
Yeah,
my heart is just really attached to that place.
that's awesome.
Yeah.
I would love to go there. So, when you found out about CausePub, what spurred you on to share that story with CausePub? What was it?
Oh, I loved the idea behind CausePub when I saw it. Amy Sullivan, who I saw her
Yeah,
interview earlier in the week,
she's awesome.
um, she had mentioned it, and I followed Amy for a while, and I thought, wow, what a great idea because I love collaboration. I think
Mm,
the more ideas, the more people who get on board, the better an idea becomes. So
awesome.
I thought it was a great cause. I loved it and wanted to jump on.
Great. Yeah, that's been really fun. Just developing a community of like-minded
Yeah.
people. It's been a blast.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what advice would you give people who maybe, for one, find CausePub and think I've got a story I don't know how to write, and for another think I want to be a blogger, I want to be an author. I mean, what advice would you give them for someone who has been there, done that?
Yeah, I'd say go for it. Maybe you don't have great grammar skills, or maybe you didn't do great in school with writing. But I
Yeah.
think today that doesn't necessarily have to matter. I say write from your heart because people want to connect with another person.
Mm,
And then if you're worried about your grammar, whatever, send it to your English professor friend or your
yeah.
brother or whatever, and let them go over it and edit it a little, and then just submit because it's worth it to really write from your heart and just put it out there.
Excellent. Great advice. Thanks so much, Beck. I appreciate you joining us today.
Yeah, thank you.
We'll talk to you later. Have a good one.
All right, thanks.
Bye.
Bye-bye.